Yep. Okay.
And a 6'2 junior guard, number 10, Jalen Adams. Head coach for the Bonnies is Mark Schmidt. And now let's meet the Central Michigan Chippewas. A 6'6 junior forward, number 21, Cecil Williams. A 6'10 junior forward, number 24, Luke Meyer. A 5'9 senior guard, number 2, Braylon Rayson. A 5'9 junior guard, number 3, Marcus Keene. And a 6'4 junior guard, number 12, Josh Kaczynski. The head coach for the Chippewas is Keno Davis.
Bonaventure at the guards. It's going to be number 2, Matt Mobley, the 6'3 junior, averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds per game. Number 10, Jalen Adams, the 6'2 junior, 20 points and 3 rebounds per game. The forwards, number 1, Adris Taki, the 6'4 junior, averaging 5 points and 8 rebounds per game. Denzel Gregg, the other forward, number 12, the 6'7 senior, averaging 12 points and 4 rebounds per game. And in the middle tonight, it's going to be the freshman, number 33, Josh Ayeni, the 6'8 freshman, averages 5 points and 2 rebounds per game. Our referees tonight will be Kevin Mathis, Jeff Malham, and Kirby Sitton. And we are set to go. Denzel Gregg in the center jump circle, along with Luke Meyer. Bonnie's shooting to the basket to our left. They are the visiting team tonight in the road brown uniforms. And here we go. The tip is up, and it is controlled by the Bonnies as Matt Mobley comes up with the basketball. Jay Adams will bring it over the timeline. With the ball is Mobley. Mobley comes around to the top of the key. Will kick it to the right wing to Jay Adams. Adams holding out front. He'll get a screen here from Ianni. We'll get the ball left side to Mobley. 13 on the shot clock. Mobley penetrating, gets the runner on the way. It's off the rim, no good. The rebound picked up by Adrice Taki and back in.
Number one, Adrice Taki.
Rebound as he out-jumped Williams and gets the bucket to make it a 2-0 ball game for the Bonnies. With the basketball, top of the key is Meyer. Fakes the three, gives it to Keene on the right wing. Guarded by Adams. They go to Kaczynski. Over on the right side to Rayson. Rayson to Meyer. Meyer gives it to Keene. Keene coming around the screen, gets double teamed. Keene still with the ball, dribbling, almost lost control. The Bonnies double teaming him. He's going to fire the three, and it's an air ball at the shot clock, and the Bonnies will get it. Nice defense there by the Bonnies. Adams doing a good job of keeping Keene in front of him and then getting some help when he ran around the screens. A little pressure right now by Central Michigan. Adams being guarded by Williams as he comes up the floor. Bonnies get the ball over the timeline to Ianni, to Denzel Gregg. He'll give it to Mobley on the right wing. Mobley, top of the key to Adams. Jay going to take the jumper, and it is no good. The rebound fought for. It's loose in there, and with his shot up is Ianni, and he is fouled as he gets another offensive rebound.
Fouls on number 24.
And the foul going to be called on Luke Meyer, the 6'11" center.
First.
And Josh Ianni is going to go to the free throw line for a couple.
Number 33, Josh Ianni.
So early in this game, the first two possessions, offensive rebounding for the Bonnies. Ianni at the line. Free throw is no good. It's short, and he'll have one more. 2-0 Bonnies early in this game, a minute 20 seconds in. Josh Ianni at the free throw line will have one more free throw. The freshman sets, fires, and good. And the Bonnies lead at 3-0, and quickly a substitution for
14,
Central Michigan as 14, David DeLeo comes in. DeLeo, a 6'8" freshman who averages 10 a game. And he'll take Meyer's place. Another three-point shooter in the lineup for Central Michigan. Keene's got the ball to the right wing to Williams. Williams will penetrate down low, goes up with a shot. It's no good. Tipped out, and Jay Adams has the rebound. Adams to the three-point line, goes right wing to Mobley. Mobley penetrates, gives it to Denzel Gregg. Denzel gets inside, out front to Adrice Taki. They get it to Jay. Jay with a screen on Denzel holding now, and you get to Jay. Bounce pass to Denzel. Denzel up, and the short runner is no good. Denzel gets another rebound, but he's fouled as he gets the rebound.
Fouls on number 21.
And they're going to get
Cecil
Josh
Williams,
Kaczynski, I believe.
Chippewa second.
And it was a non-shooting foul, so the Bonnies will inbound with a fresh shot clock. And they will get the ball deep as they get it to Mobley at midcourt. Nat gets the ball to Denzel Gregg. Denzel working against Williams, backing Williams down, goes up with a runner, and no good, but a foul is called, and Denzel Gregg will go to the free throw line. And Williams
fouls on number 21,
picks up the
Cecil
foul.
Williams, second.
And that's his second personal. Denzel Gregg with a pair of free throws coming. And the first is no good. Too long off the back iron. And another free throw coming. Second free throw by Denzel Gregg is no good again, and the rebound is brought down by Duran Scott, who just came into the ball game after the first free throw. So the score stays 3-0 Bonaventure. Keene with the ball, gives it to Brayson. Brayson gonna come around the screen. The Bonnies helping out front. They'll get it back to Keene. Keene will drive. He'll kick it into the corner. Here's a three ball on the way. That's an air ball, and we get a foul called, and they're gonna get Duran Scott for going over the back of Josh Ianni, who had good position, and another foul on Central Michigan. We'll give the ball back to the Bonnies, and the ball inbounded to Adams. He's picked up by Kaczynski. Jay brings it up over the timeline. We'll move it left to Adrice Taki to start the play. Top of the key to Denzel. Denzel gets the ball over to Ayeni. Ayeni gives it to Mobley. Mobley to Adams. They run the screen out front. Jay will give it back to Mobley. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Matt going down the lane. Runner on the way is no good. There's another rebound by the Bonnies. No good. Tipped up. No good. Ayeni's got it. Goes back up. No good again, but he's fouled on the shot. Bonnies getting several in-close shots, and they finally end up picking up a foul. And David DeLeo called for the foul, and Josh Ayeni back to the free throw line. And Ayeni's free throw on the way is good. Makes it a 4-0 ball game. And one more coming. 5 team fouls now on Central Michigan. And the free throw by Josh is good, so Ayeni makes both. Now 3 out of 4 from the line. The Bonnies lead at 5-0. With the ball is Keene. Keene coming around the screen and going to go right down the lane for the basket as they left him all alone. That he drove right through 3 guys that time, chasing him and not getting in front of him. And the first basket of the game goes to Marcus Keene for Central Michigan. 5-2, Bonnies leading. Adams runs off the screen, gets it left side to Adrice Taki. 17-footer on the way is good. Adrice Taki with a just inside the 3-point line makes it 7-2. Here's Central Michigan down the floor quickly, and the long shot is no good. But the long rebound comes out to Central Michigan. Here's Keene with a jumper on the way. That's no good. And the ball tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be Central Michigan ball. Matt Mobley and I think Ayeni in there trying to grab that ball, and it got batted out of bounds, and a fresh shot clock here for Central Michigan. Keene will inbound, and he'll go deep to Rayson. Rayson brings it out to midcourt, and they will set up against the Bonnies man for man. Here comes Rayson, penetrating, stops, gives it to Kaczynski. Kaczynski loose for 3. That is no good, and it's Ayeni with a rebound for the Bonnies. He gives it to Adams. Jay down the floor, top of the key, is going to stop, pop the 3. It's good. Adams with a long 3 makes it 10-2 Bonnies. Keene with the basketball. They come around, a jump switch by Ayeni. The ball tipped away by Adams, but it goes right back to Keene. Here's Keene penetrating, losing the ball out of bounds, and it will be Bonaventure ball. We get a timeout on the floor, 15:48 to go in this first half, and so far it's been all Bonnies, 10-2. Our timeout brought to you by Hollamby Agency of Fortville, with Nationwide always on your side. It's the Bonnies Basketball Network. Okay, how's it sound? I can turn it up more if you need me to. Okay. Okay, good. All right, because they were over here fiddling with it again while I was doing the play-by-play. Yeah, the guy was over here. He's just sitting next to me and working on a junction box that's about 5 feet away.
I have live stats if you need it.
Okay.
There's live stats. It's right here, the live stats.
Okay. And we are back at the HEB Center, where St. Bonaventure is off to a great start in this game. They lead at 10-2. Bonnie shooting 38%. They're 3 out of 8, but 5 offensive rebounds has led to 5 second chance points. They also have put Central Michigan in a bit of foul trouble with one of the starters, Cecil Williams, out with 2 fouls. Unfortunately, the Bonnies not really taking advantage of the fouls, as they're only 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Adrice Taki with 4 points in the game, leading scorers, and Jay Adams with that 3-pointer has 3, and Josh Ayeni with 3 of 4 from the line, accounting for St. Bonaventure's scoring. And Marcus Keene has the lone basket for Central Michigan. So a good start for the Bonnies. Ayers Auto Body and Collision over in Allegheny. They're your one-stop choice for all of your auto collision needs. No changes for St. Bonaventure. Starters out there again. And they will have the I think they will have the basketball. Yes, they will. Substitution now for Central Michigan, as they're going to bring in number 20, Kevin McKay, who's a 6'5 freshman. He averages 7 points, and he's their leading rebounder off the bench at 7 per game. And also in there, number 32, Blake Hibbets, a 6'7" senior. Adams brings the ball over the timeline. Gets a screen from Denzel Gregg. Will hand the ball to Adrice Taki. Taki comes out front. Gets it on the side to Jay. Jay doesn't take the shot. Gets a screen from Chinoso Oboka, who came in. I'm sorry, I thought all the starters were in, but Oboka got in there. Denzel Gregg gets it down low to Adrice Taki, and he goes with beautiful reverse layup. Denzel Gregg found Adrice Taki all alone under the basket. They had switched by Central Michigan, and it gives the Bonnies a pair of points, and Taki now with 6 points early. Keene with the ball, top of the key to Rayson. Rayson coming around the screen. Will get the ball out front to Hibbets. Now they go to Keene. Keene going to go baseline, gets under the basket, wraps around low to Meyer, who's back in there. Here's a shot from the wing, and it's good as Blake Hibbets hits the three-pointer, makes it a 12-5 ball game. Bonnies by 7. Adams with the ball, gets it out front to Mobley. Mobley back to Jay. Jay, top of the key, going to penetrate down low, kicks it to Mobley on the wing, left wing. He'll bring it back out front. 14 on the shot clock. They go left side to Jay. Jay tries a three, and it rolls out. No good. The rebound on the floor. Scramble for it, and we get a held ball. Oboka and Denzel Gregg on the floor, along with number 20, McKay. It will be Central Michigan basketball on the possession arrow. Jay had a good look at that three. It just rolled off the rim. Ball will be inbounded, and Keene will bring it up the floor. Again, he will have the ball in his hands 90% of the time on offense. Brings it down the lane, goes right to the free throw line, puts a wild shot up, no good. Mobley with the rebound, and Matt looking to run, but Central Michigan is back. Matt still with the ball, and an offensive foul going to be called on Oboka. As I think Matt mixed up Chinoso, who set up a screen, and then Matt went the other way. And the inadvertent contact ends up in a personal foul, and now it's going to be Central Michigan ball. Bonnies up 12-5. We come down to 14 to play in the first half, and we get a foul called on Denzel Gregg. A blocking foul called on Denzel. Could have easily been called a travel on Keene. Ladarian Griffin coming into the ball game. Denzel Gregg is going to come out. Ball will be inbounded to Keene. Here comes the screen. They get the ball out to Brayson. Brayson penetrates down the lane. Bounce passes inside. Stolen there by Ladarian Griffin as he takes the ball away. Gives it to Adams. Jay bringing the ball down the lane. He will penetrate, go up for the shot. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. So 2 shots coming for the Bonnies. Here's the shot by Jay, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Jay struggling a bit with his free throws this year. He's shooting 73% going into the game. Adams will have 1 more free throw coming. Bonnies now 3 out of 7 from the line, and they're now 4 out of 8. Jay makes the second free throw. Bonnies lead it 13-5. With the ball is Keene coming down the right wing. Keene going right to the basket, goes up and puts the shot up and in. And it's 13-7. Here's Adams coming right back down the floor, goes up with a shot that's no good, and a blocking foul going to be called on the Chippewas, and Adams going to go to the free throw line. And they're going to get the foul called on DeLeo. And he picks up his second personal foul. That's team foul number 7 now on the Chippewas. Number 21 off the Chippewa bench. Cecil Williams will come back in the game. Jay gets the free throw to bounce home. So Duran Scott comes in along with Cecil Williams. Meyer and DeLeo come out. 14-7 is the score. Bonnie's up by 7. Second free throw on the way by Jay, and it rattles out. No good. And the rebound is brought down by Scott. Central Michigan with the ball. Keene at the three-point line. Going to penetrate down low, and a foul going to be called on Jay Adams. He's going to be called for bodying up Marcus Keene. And it's going to be 2 shots for Marcus Keene. We talked about how teams have not been able to get to the free throw line against Central Michigan. The Bonnies have been there, but they haven't made the shots. Keene makes the first one. And that brings the Chippewas to within 6 at 14-8. Second free throw on the way is good by Keene. And 14-9. Bonnies up by 5. Adams will give the ball to Griffin on the right side to Mobley. Mobley will give it to Idris Taki. Back to Mobley to Jay. Jay pulls the ball back out front. They give it back to Mobley. Mobley for 3. Knock it home, and a foul is called. The basket counts, but there's a foul on Chiniso Aboka. So Aboka picks up his second personal. The basket did count as the shot had already been put up by Mobley. Aboka is going to come out, and Josh Ayeni will come back in for the Bonnies. 17-9. Bonaventure up by 8. And it will be Keene again with the ball, bringing it up the floor. Mobley will now guard Keene. Here comes the double screen as he comes around the left side. Going to go right to the basket again, and he'll lay it up and in. 17-11. With the basketball, Griffin will give it to Idris Taki. Idris gives it to Mobley, to Adams on the right wing. Here's a screen by Ayeni. Jay takes the screen and gets the ball into Ayeni, and he misses the shot. The rebound is loose, and Adams able to come away with the basketball. He'll try the 3. It's no good. Ladarian Griffin goes for the ball, but he is called for the foul. So it's a foul on Ladarian Griffin on the rebound attempt, and it will be Central Michigan basketball. Team foul number 5 now on the Bonnies. Bonnies missed a nice in-close shot there as Ayeni got a nice pass from Adams but could not convert. Keene with the ball. Going to come around the left side. Bonnies cut him off. Keene still with the ball, guarded by Mobley. They cut him off again, but he's going to take the free throw line jumper. It's no good. Long rebound picked up by Jay Adams. Adams comes up the left side, and he will penetrate now. Gets it on the side to Idris Taki. His jumper is no good. Rebound battled for, and a loose ball picked up in there by Rayson. Rayson, bounce pass, gets it into Williams. Williams in, and we get a blocking foul on Ladarian Griffin. Ladarian Griffin called for the blocking foul. Cecil Williams is going to go to the line, and we get a timeout here with 11:47 to go in the first half. Bonnies up 17-11. Our timeout brought to you by the Hollenby Agency with Nationwide always on your side. It's the Bonnies Basketball Network. And we're back at the HEB Center here in Austin, Texas with right now 11:47 to go in the first half. And the Bonnies with a 6-point lead, 17-11. The Bonnies very aggressive on the boards, as Mark Schmidt had talked about early in the game. He wanted, or before the pregame, he wanted his team to be aggressive on the boards. And again, they've been to the free throw line. The Central Michigan team does not let teams get to the line too often, but the Bonnies have been there 10 times. Unfortunately, they've only made 5. And Jay Adams, 2 of 4. Denzel Gregg, 0 for 2. Guys, you need to hit those free throws. And they are the ones struggling at the line so far in this game. Bonaventure is right now at only 35% shooting for the game. 5 out of 14. 2 free throws coming for the Chippewas. And it will be Cecil Williams at the free throw line. He, so far in the season, is a very good free throw shooter, 88%. And I think he might have got away with, on the referee called Ladarian Griffin for a block, and he was standing totally still on that play, and referees both said blocked. They're going to take Griffin out of the game now. He went back in during the timeout, and David Ando will make his first appearance. Second free throw on the way is good, so Williams makes 1 out of 2, and the Bonnies lead is 5 at 17-12. Adams gets the inbounds. Maddie Smith is now the point guard in the ball game. With the ball is Adams. Adams will give it to Ando. 3-2 zone defense used by Central Michigan. Denzel Gregg has it on the wing, back to Mobley. They go to Adams. Adams will bring it to the top of the key, 10 on the shot clock. Ando has it. He's going to try the 3, and it's short. Rebound is brought down by Smith for Central Michigan. With the ball, left side. He will get a screen from Scott, move it to Kaczynski, who came in during the timeout. Back to Marcus Keene. Keene, guarded by Mobley, is going to penetrate in through, gets it out to Smith. Smith on the side, jumper on the way rolls out, no good. The loose ball picked up by David Ando as he got the ball away from Williams. Here's Jay Adams with the ball, going to take the jump shot, and it's good. Jay penetrated to the free throw line, and no one came out on him, so he just knocked home the jumper. Here goes Keene to the basket, kicks it into Williams, and Williams will lay it in. Bonnies get the ball up the floor quickly to Mobley. 19-14, Bonnies by 5. Here's Mobley for 3, no good, but he is fouled on the shot. And Marcus Keene is going to be called for the shot, for the foul, and 3 free throws now for Matt Mobley. So Matt Mobley at the line will have 3 free throws and ready to go with the first one. And it's good. One more free throw coming as before they can put the substitutes in. You've got Luke Meyer and Amadi Ekpezi waiting to come into the ball game. Second free throw on the way is good. So Mobley 2 for 2. Ekpezi in for the Bonnies, his first appearance tonight. And Meyer, the starting center, back in. Mobley with one more free throw. Now the Bonnies leading 21-14. And the free throw on the way is good. So Matt makes all 3. Bonnies up by 8, 22-14. With the ball is Smith. He'll hand the ball to Keene. Keene will now run the offense. Keene getting a screen from Meyer. Bonnies double team him. He steps back, takes the jumper, and hits the 3. And here comes the double team on Adams. He'll get the ball up. Gets the ball over. A long shot on the way that is no good. And the rebound brought down by Central Michigan. With the ball is Williams. Williams gives it to Smith. Smith gets it to Meyer, who loses the ball out of bounds. And the Bonnies will get the ball on the turnover. Grayson back in for Central Michigan, and now Mobley's going to come out of the game. Idris Taki comes back in. Ball inbounded to Adams, and again, Central Michigan looking to double team. They get the ball to Ando. They go to Idris Taki. Taki gives it to Jay. Jay fakes the 3, doesn't take it. Now Ekpezi comes out to give him a screen. Jay spins, bounce pass back to Denzel Gregg, who's returned to the lineup. Here's Denzel getting it over to Jay. Jay fakes the 3, goes baseline, gets it into Amadi. His jumper no good. Denzel Gregg fighting for the ball. It goes out of bounds, knocked out of bounds by Central Michigan. Denzel Gregg had his hands on the ball and landed on the ground, but they say that Central Michigan was the last team to touch it as it rolled away. David DeLeo comes back in for Central Michigan. They're going to take Cecil Williams out. Adams will inbound. 22-17 the score. There's the ball inbounded to Denzel. He misses the shot. Meyer gets the rebound for Central Michigan, gets it out to Keene. Keene still with the ball, will hand it off to Rayson. Rayson, top of the key, will give it to DeLeo, back to Rayson. Rayson penetrates, gives it back to DeLeo. Here's DeLeo down the lane, gets it inside, and the layup is in by Meyer. Good offense there as they had some really nice passes there for Central Michigan, and now the Bonnies lead down to 3 at 22-19. Taki to Adams. Adams penetrating. Gets the ball on the side to Adrice Taki. Jumper on the way. Rolls out again. No good, but there's Denzel Gregg giving it to Ekpezi. He'll put the shot off the glass and in. Denzel Gregg couldn't control it, but he was able to get the pass over to Ekpezi for the layup. Here's Kaczynski, open for 3. It rattles out. No good. And Adrice Taki rips down the boards and heads up the floor. Adrice moves it to the left side. Gives a screen. They get it to Jay Adams. Adams will pop the 3, and it rolls off the rim. No good. And the rebound comes down to Rayson. Rayson gets the ball on the side, and here is Keene for 3. It's no good. Denzel Gregg with the rebound. Gregg being told by his coach to slow it up. Bonnie's up 24-19. We come down to 8 minutes to play in the first half. Adams gets the ball to Denzel Gregg. Back to Jay. Jay will get a screen from Ekpezi. They get the ball over to Andos. Jumper on the way. Good. David Ando with a 15-footer left side. 26-19. Bonnie's by 7. Keene with the ball. Moves it to the right wing. He's going to come around the screen. Kicks it on the side. Jumper on the way. That is good. As that was Josh Kaczynski hitting the 3. And it's 26-22. Bonnie's by 4. Down to 7:40 to play in the first half. With the basketball, Denzel Gregg. He'll give it up to Adrice Taki. Adrice to Jay. Adams around the screen will take the jumper. No basket. A foul is going to be called on Keene. And we'll get a timeout coming up. Bonnies will be at the free throw line when we come back in. It's 26-22, St. Bonaventure with 7:31 to go in the first half. And our timeout brought to you by the Hollenby Agency of Portville, where Nationwide is always on your side. It's the Bonnies Basketball Network. Back at HAB Center, we have 7.5 minutes to go in this first half. St. Bonaventure with a 4-point lead at 26-22. Jalen Adams will be at the free throw line when time comes back in. He was fouled by Marcus Keene. And for Keene, that was his second personal foul, as he was called for reaching around, trying to get the ball away from Jay. Shooting percentages for the game, neither team shooting well. Bonnies are at 35%, 8 for 23. Central Michigan, 8 for 19 for 42%. And the Bonnies, 2 of 7 from three-point range. 3 of 11 for Central Michigan. At the free throw line, the Bonnies are 8 out of 13, while Central Michigan's 3 out of 4. The Bonnies out rebounding the Chippewas 17-11, including 8 offensive rebounds. Bonnies will have Mobley. Mobley's going to come in if Jay makes the free throws. They're going to have Ayeni, Taki, Adams, Denzel Gregg, and Ladarian Griffin in the ball game. And again, this will be the 1-1. Jay in the ball game is 2 out of 4 from the line. And the junior readies. Free throw on the way is good. You'll have one more. 8 points now for Adams. And the second free throw on the way is good again. And now he'll come out of the ball game. Matt Mobley will come in, be the point guard. Adams getting a little bit of a breather here. with 7:31 to go in the first half, and the Bonnies up 6, 28-22. Marcus Keene stays in the game for Central Michigan despite the 2 fouls. He has the ball. We'll give it to DeLeo. DeLeo back to Keene. Here comes the screen that Keene will use to start the offense. They go left side to Rayson. Rayson's going to penetrate, puts the runner up, and it bounces home. Braylon Rayson scores for Central Michigan, makes it a 4-point game again, 28-24. With the ball, Denzel Gregg. Denzel penetrates inside, runner on the way is good. Denzel Gregg with a nice soft jump hook. Gives the Bonnies a 6-point lead back. Rayson quickly for Central Michigan, gets the screen. They give it to DeLeo. They go down low to Scott. He misses the ball. It's loose and picked up in there by Mobley. Mobley, top of the key, going to try a 3. Rattles out. No good. Tipped up and in. Denzel Gregg with an acrobatic tip-in. Bonnies up 8, 32-24, and now a timeout called by Central Michigan. What a play by Denzel Gregg to get that basket for the Bonnies. He was on the right side of the basket and jumped over to the left side, able to snake his hand up between a couple of Central Michigan players and tap that ball in. So the first timeout taken by a team goes to Central Michigan with 6:33 to go in the first half. The Bonnies out in front, 32-24. And again, offensive rebounding has been a big stat in this first half for St. Bonaventure, with 18 rebounds now, and 9 of them offensive rebounds, and they have a 9-0 lead in the second chance category. It's going to be Central Michigan basketball. No changes here for St. Bonaventure. Grayson will inbound, and they give it to Keene. Keene will bring the ball to the midcourt line. Here comes the double screen. Keene still with the ball, will penetrate down low. His fall-away jumper is no good, and we get a foul under the basket. And I believe they're going to get Central Michigan. Yeah, they're going to get number 23, Deron Scott. And it's going to take the Bonnies to the free throw line for 2 shots. That's the 10th team foul on the Chippewas. And Josh Ayeni will go to the free throw line. Adams getting ready to come back in. Ayeni, 3 of 4 so far from the free throw line, and the first one is good. Ladarian Griffin comes out of the ball game, and Adams comes back in. Luke Meyer back in for Central Michigan. One more free throw coming for Ayeni. It's on the way, and it's good. Josh Ayeni with a pair. He now has 5 points in the game, all at the free throw line, and the Bonnies lead at 34-24. Keene with the ball. Gets the ball over to Kaczynski. Back to Keene. Keene gets the ball over to Kaczynski. The quick 3 is on the way. It's no good. Jay Adams gets the rebound for the Bonnies. Adams, 3-point line, hands it to Mobley. Mobley gets tripped up, and the ball goes between the legs of DeLeo and out of bounds, and it hit DeLeo on the way by. So a break for St. Bonaventure as they'll retain possession of the ball. Bonnies will inbound it. Adams looking to get it to someone, and now we get a foul called and a hold. They're going to get a foul called on number 12. That's Kaczynski. And Josh Ayeni goes back to the free throw line. 2 more shots here for Josh Ayeni from the line. And the first one on the way is good as he gets the bounce. Bonnies with an 11-point lead now, 35-24. Ayeni ready with the second free throw. And that one rolls out, no good. And Meyer with a rebound for the Chippewas. 35-24 the score, just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. With the ball is Keene. He's going to go right down the lane, go for the basket, and he's going to score it. And the Bonnies get the ball up the floor quickly. Adams has it, gives it to Idris Taki. Taki back out to Jay. They go to Denzel. Denzel, runner on the way, is off the rim, no good. The rebound comes down to Rayson. Rayson trying to get into transition for Central Michigan. He's going to go down the lane. His runner bounces home. Braylon Rayson gets another quick basket for Central Michigan, and the Bonnies' 11-point lead down to 7 in a matter of seconds. Denzel Gregg with the ball will give it to Mobley. to Idris Taki, back out to Matt. Left side, they go to Adams. Jay gives it up to Taki. They go to Denzel Gregg at the free throw line. Denzel up with a shot and scores. Strong move by Denzel Gregg against the center Meyer. Denzel now with 6 points. Bonnie's by 9. With the ball left side, Kaczynski gets it back out to Keene. Keene will pick up a screen here from Myers. Gets it cross court to Rayson. Rayson going to take the three. On the way, it is no good. Long rebound out to Jay Adams. Jay 1 on 3 right now. Will bring it out to the midcourt area and set up the Bonnies offense. 4:32 to go in this first half. Here's Denzel Gregg with the ball penetrating. Goes to Taki. Idris from the baseline. Off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Rayson for Central Michigan. Rayson gives it to Keene. Keene spins inside. Shot gives it to Meyer. Meyer, turnaround jump hook is good. Luke Meyer gets a nice assist from Keene as the Bonnies double team the guard. Makes it 37-30. Bonnies up by 7 here with 4:05 to go in the first half. With the ball is Adams to Denzel Gregg. They get it in the corner to Mobley. Back to Idris Taki. Taki will go back to Mobley, to Idris, working around the perimeter of the 3-2 zone. Adams gets a screen, takes the jumper, and knocks it home. A three-pointer for Jay Adams. Bonnies up 10, 40-30. Keene will bring the ball to the left side to Rayson. Rayson coming around to screen at the top of the key, going right for the basket, goes up, blocked in there by Denzel Gregg. The ball tipped but goes out of bounds, though. It will be Central Michigan ball with 17 on the shot clock. We'll get a timeout. 3:34 to go in this first half. It's the Bonnies 40, Central Michigan 30. Our timeout brought to you by the folks at Hollenby Agency with Nationwide always on your side. It's the Bonnies Basketball Network. And we are back at the HEB Center. Bonnies up by 10, 40-30 is the score. St. Bonaventure getting their shooting percentage up a little bit, up to 40% now at 12 out of 30. And 13 out of 19 from the free throw line. Again, not a good shooting percentage, but the fact that they've taken 19 free throws in this first half is something of amazement to Central Michigan fans who have seen their team give up only 35 free throws in the first 4 games. Here's Auto Body and Collision of Allegheny, one of our sponsors of St. Bonaventure basketball. They're your one-stop choice. Some other stats for St. Bonaventure. The turnover department, we mentioned the fact that they have really struggled with the turnovers this year. How about just 1 so far in the ball game compared to 4 assists? Leading scorer in the game is Jay Adams. He has 12. And 6 each for Denzel Gregg, Josh Ayeni, Matt Mobley, and Idris Taki. Central Michigan will inbound the ball. Keene will do it with 17 on the shot clock, and he will get the ball in finally to Kaczynski. Kaczynski will give it to Rayson, then back to Keene. 12 on the shot clock. Keene coming around a double screen, and a foul called on Ladarian Griffin as he tried to get that ball away from Keene, and they call a foul on Ladarian, and he can't believe it. And neither can Coach Schmidt. And that's foul number 3 on Ladarian Griffin. He's got to come out of the ball game. Denzel Gregg comes back in. And at the free throw line, it's going to be Marcus Keene. He'll have the 1-and-1, I believe. Well, he was getting some medical treatment over at the Central Michigan bench. Got a scratch or something that they had to take care of there, so now he's back at the line. And again, the 1-1 for Keene. On the way, the shot is good. Keene now with a total of 13 points. And another shot on the way, and that one is good. So he makes a pair. The Bonnies' lead is 8 at 40-32. Adams works the ball up the center of the court. Gets a screen from Maboka, who's back in the ball game. They give it to Mobley, back to Jay. Here's another screen. Adams gets it to Denzel. 17-footer by Denzel is good. Denzel Gregg now with 8 points in the first half. Here comes Keene up the left side. Picked up by Mobley. The Bonnies jump out at him. He's going to stop and take the three, and it's no good. And there's Denzel Gregg with the rebound for St. Bonaventure. He'll give it up to Jay Adams. Adams quickly to Denzel. He stops. Now will penetrate. 15-footer on the way is no good. Tipped in by Taki. Adrice Taki comes off the left wing and puts the ball home. Here's Keene going right for the basket. It's stripped, and the Bonnies can't pick it up. Now it does as Aboka quickly gets the ball up to Mobley. Matt is 2-on-3 right now. Is he going to try it? He's going to give it to Denzel. Denzel reverse layup, and it's no good. And the rebound brought down by Central Michigan. With the basketball, Keene brings it over the timeline. He'll give it up to Rayson. Rayson coming around the screen. Bonnies switching out. They get it to Hibbets, who's in the game, to Kaczynski. Kaczynski to Meyer on the baseline. Meyer holding. Gives it back to Rayson. 8 on the shot clock. Rayson 1-on-1 against Jay Adams here, and he's going to try to penetrate. Can't get the shot away. Kaczynski does, and he does hit the rim. Ball is saved, and it's going to be picked up by Mobley. Mobley penetrates in the shot on the way, and it is going to count, and he's fouled. Matt Mobley gets the bounce off the rim, and the foul called on Central Michigan. And it will be one shot here for Matt Mobley. Josh Ayeni coming into the game as Aboka comes out. Duran Scott comes in for Meyer. One free throw coming to Matt Mobley.
46 guys.
And the free throw is no good by Mobley and picked up by the Chippewas. Bonnies leading 46-32. We come down to 1:37 to play in the first half. With the basketball, it is Keene. Keene going to go right down the lane, puts a shot up off the glass, and it goes in. Count the basket, and the foul going to be called on Matt Mobley, who picks up his first personal. So one shot coming for Marcus Keene, and the free throw is good, so he makes a three-point play. Bonnie's lead cut down to 11 at 46-35. 90 seconds to go in this first half. With the ball, Denzel Gregg to do Adrice Taki to Mobley. Mobley penetrating down low, goes up with a shot, scores again! So count the basket. And Duran Scott called for the foul. Mobley went in against the bigs there for Central Michigan. Snaked the shot up through him. Somehow it got it to go again. And Matt trying to get the three-point play back here. 48-35, Bonnie's lead. Free throw is good. Matt makes that one. And Mobley starting to add up the points. With the basketball, it is Keene coming around the screen. Going to the basket, and it travels that time. The Bonnies finally get the travel call against Keene. Maddie Smith will come into the ball game as Marcus Keene comes out. And now another substitute, Kevin McKay, comes back in. And Kaczynski comes out. Bonnies will inbound, leading it by 14 with 1:11 to go here in the first half. Adams to Denzel Gregg, left side to Mobley. Mobley will give it back to Adrice Taki. Adrice gets it over to Adams on the right wing and fakes the three, penetrating down low, bounce pass inside. They get it up and good. Josh Ayeni gets the basket on the feed from Jay Adams. And the Bonnies have hit the 50-point mark here with 48 seconds to go in the half. with the ball. Here's Rayson. Gets it cross court to McKay. Back out front to Smith. Smith back to Rayson. Rayson pulls the ball back out. 15 on the shot clock. Here's a screen. They get the ball on the right wing to Smith. They get the ball down low to Meyer. Meyer goes up, and goaltending going to be called on Denzel Gregg. And the Bonnies will call timeout here with 29 seconds to play in the first half. Coach Mark Schmidt will set up a play. Of course, this is one of those use it or lose it timeouts. Bonnies can only carry 3 timeouts into the second half. So 51 points put up by the Bonnies in this opening half. A 14-point lead at the moment.
No, that's right, 37.
Bonnies being led scoring by Adams with 12, Mobley with 11, Adrice Taki, Josh Ayeni, and Denzel Gregg each with 8. So some balanced scoring. Some of the secondary scorers coming through for the Bonnies in the first half. Bonnies will come out with Denzel Gregg, Adrice Taki, Josh Ayeni, along with Adams and Mobley. Central Michigan with Maddie Smith, McKay, Rayson, DeLeo, and Meyer, and is full court pressure by the Chippewas. Adams will bring the ball up the floor, gets it over the timeline with plenty to spare, and he'll sit back right now. Adams calls out the play that he gets from Coach Mark Schmidt. Down to 11 seconds, and they start the offense. Taki back to Jay. Jay gets a screen on the side to Mobley. Mobley penetrates. Runner on the way is no good, and it goes off the hands of Central Michigan. So 2 seconds to go. The Bonnies will set up for a last-second shot here at the half. And the Bonnies will get the ball into Mobley. He goes up for the shot, and he's fouled. And Meyer called for the foul. Matt Mobley, again, going up against the bigs, and he's going to go back to the line. 2 shots here for Mobley with half a second to go. And the first one on the way is good. Mobley now with 12 points in the game. Kosinski will step back into the lineup. Again, half a second here. And we get one more free throw from Mobley on the way. That one is good as well. Hivitz comes into the game. And the bounce pass goes into Rayson. His shot at the buzzer will be well offline. And a pretty good half of basketball for St. Bonaventure as they put 53 on the scoreboard and will win at halftime, leading at 53-37. So the Bonnies with a good defensive plan so far. Again, Keene, the leading scorer in the nation, does have 18 points at halftime, but he's earned every one of them. And the Bonnies have been able to keep everybody else down. In the meantime, you've got 2 players in double figures for the Bonnies and 3 others with 8 points each. So balanced scoring for the Bonnies and a good solid half of basketball. So the second half will be coming on shortly. In the meantime, we're going to get to our halftime, and we'll have Steve Mest come along from St. Bonaventure Athletics talking about some of the events that will be happening once we get back to Western New York. You're listening to the Bonnies Basketball Network.
How much time?
2. Next.
And paying some so that team their just due. So that'll be a lot of fun.
That's true. And of course, having the chance to do this for so long, I've met I think every one of those guys that was on that team. to talk to, from coach to trainer to manager to mascots, wherever. But I mean, what a great bunch of guys to talk to. Yeah. And the same with when we talked to Dale Tepus in Florida about the 70 team. When they get together, the stories are the same, but they kind of embellish more and more as the years go along.
No,
so
come on, they wouldn't do that.
Talking with Nick Rosetta last year in St. Louis, and talking to Jim Barron through the years, and Jimmy Saddlin and the crew.
That 77 team was a colorful bunch. I mean,
Glenn
Hagan.
Oh, yeah. Essie
House, Jimmy Barron, as you said, Coach Barron. It would be great to have him back. And Tim Waterman, another guy who was a police officer in Rochester, but another guy that was a key component of that team that, for one reason or another, we haven't seen a whole lot of him. So it would be great to have all of those guys back in the Rally Center. And look, this is our only national championship team.
That's right.
Obviously, the Final Four team gets the lion's share of the attention, and deservedly so. But these guys, they won a national championship, and that's really hard to do. Not just that final game against Houston, but the whole run that year. Really deserve a lot of credit. So we're thrilled to honor those guys.
Right now, for fans, if you can get there early, one of the things that you're going to do on that Saturday is over at the Quick Arts Center. They're going to have a public reception from 2 to 3 before the ball game. The game starts at 4, but from 2 to 3, if you go to the Quick Arts Center, the team will be there. And they'll be there to say hello and to shake hands and probably take a few pictures here and there. So you can do that. And also, another very important thing going on the 3rd, it's your Toys for Tots game. And we want fans to come to the game, bring in a new unwrapped toy. There'll be collection bins as you enter Riley Centers, as you enter the court. So the bins will be there.
And the Toys for Tots is a great cause that our baseball team, headed up by Coach Larry Sudbrook, has supported over many, many years. And so we don't want to let that kind of get lost in the shuffle of all the other activities we just talked about. Toys for Tots Drive on December 3rd. Please support that if you can.
That's right. And I have to give credit to another Olean area guy who's really helped Toys for Tots. Reggie Dallaire has been a key for Toys for Tots for many years, and I'm sure that he's talked to Larry over the years as well. So Reggie does a great job.
Yeah, many deserving families throughout the community. We're happy to be able to support them.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with our first half stats in a moment as you listen to the Bonnies Basketball Network. You want this out?
Yes.
Luke Meyer, 3 for 3, 4 points for Braylon Rayson, 2 of 5 from the field. Josh Kaczynski's 1 of 7 from the field. That was a 3-point basket. Cecil Williams, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 3 points. And Blake Hibbets, 1 for 1 from the field for 3. That was a 3-point basket. 14 out of 31 shooting for Central Michigan at 45%. 3 out of 15 from three-point range for 20% and 86% from the line, 6 out of 7. For St. Bonaventure, 13 points for Matt Mobley, 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point range, 6 of 7 from the line, 13 points. Jalen Adams is 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point range, 4 for 6 from the line, and a total of 12 points. 8 points for Idris Taki, 4 of 7 from the field, 8 points for Denzel Gregg, 4 of 10 from the field. Josh Ayeni, 1 of 2 from the field and 6 of 8 from the line for 8 points. 2 points each for David Ando, 1 of 2 from the field, and Amadi Ikpeazi, 1 for 2 from the field. Ladarian Griffin did not take a shot. Chiniso Oboka did not take a shot for the Bonnies in that first half. So St. Bonaventure goes 17 of 38, 45%, 3 of 9 from three-point range for 33%, and 16 of 23 from the free throw line, 70%. Bonnies with a +7 on the rebounding, 24-17. 7 rebounds for Denzel Gregg in that first half. And assists, 5 for Central Michigan, 6 for the Bonnies, 1 turnover for the Bonnies in the first half, and that was an offensive foul called on Oboka. The Central Michigan turnovers are 6. No block shots or steals for Central Michigan. The Bonnies have 3 steals, 1 block shot by Denzel Gregg, and it all totals up to a 53-37 lead at the half. Second half action is coming up in just a moment as you listen to the Bonnies Basketball Network. And we are back at the HEB Center in Austin, Texas. We get ready for the start of the second half. And before we do that, we can take one more look at one of the stats at halftime, and that is the foul situation. For St. Bonaventure, it's Ladarian Griffin with 3. Chiniso Oboka has 2, and then 1 each for Mobley, Adams, and Gregg. And for Central Michigan, they had 14 fouls called them on the first half. Scott has 3, 2 for Keene, and 2 each for Kaczynski, DeLeo, and Meyer. Bonnies get the ball to start the second half, and here comes Jay Adams with the ball, giving it to Matt Mobley, to Adrice Taki at the three-point line. We'll give it back to Jay on the left wing. Jay will get a screen from Ayeni. They get it back to Josh, and he'll take the jumper. It's no good. Denzel Gregg gets the rebound, and he is fouled on the rebound by number 12. That is Josh Kaczynski, who picks up foul number 3, and the Bonnies will inbound the basketball. That's rebound number 8 for Denzel here in the first half. And another offensive board for the Bonnies. Adams bounce pass into Gregg, puts a shot in. No shot. And they're going to get Kaczynski with another foul. So Josh Kaczynski just picked up 2 fouls in 16 seconds, and he is up to 4. And quickly DeLeo comes into the ball game for Central Michigan. So the Bonnies will inbound again. And here we go. They'll throw it out deep to Mobley into the backcourt. Matt will bring the ball up. With the basketball is Adams. Adams holding out front against Rayson. Jay's got the ball. Jumper on the way is good. Adams stepped inside the three-point line that time and hits the 2, making it 55-37. Adams now with 14 points. Here comes Keene off that double high post situation, now penetrating down low, and his shot blocked in there, and Mobley comes away with the basketball. I couldn't see who got a hand on it, but his shot was blocked. Here's Adams trying a 3. Good! Jay Adams with 5 quick points, and the Bonnies up 58-37. And Adams now up to 17 points. With the ball, here comes Keene off the right side. Here's a pass to the left side over to Williams. Williams gets a travel called, and nice job by Adrice Taki staying in front of Williams, causing the turnover. And a timeout called by Central Michigan early in this second half. 1:07 gone, and the Bonnies come out just as intense as they were in the first half, scoring 5 quick points, and Central Michigan off their game right now. So a big start for the Bonnies in the second half, especially Jay Adams and Denzel Gregg doing a great job defensively, and Adams hitting those 2 quick shots, up to 17 points for the game now for the junior. And Central Michigan uses their second timeout. They'll have 2 remaining now. But again, a very good start for the Bonnies, getting 2 fouls, quick fouls on Kaczynski, who's a 3-point threat. And he is up to 4 and on the bench now. But the one thing with Central Michigan, they have plenty of role players, and the guy they put in, DeLeo, is a 3-point specialist as well. But the Bonnies very intense. You can hear the coaching staff. I'm assuming you can hear the coaching staff over the headset. And again, they have just done a great job getting this team ready. And they're saying that Adams' shot was a 2?
The first one.
The first one was a 2, yeah. So Jay with 5 points in the first minute of the second half. Yeah, it's disconcerting here because this is an NBA court. They've got the line for the NBA three-point line, and then they've got the line out there for the college basketball, which is a little bit closer to the basket. And Jay was standing between those 2 lines out there, and the official said he did have a foot on the college three-point line, so the first basket he made was only a 2-pointer. Central Michigan breaks the huddle, as do the Bonnies. It'll be Chippewa basketball. Or I'm sorry, it's going to be Bonaventure basketball. I'm sorry, that's right, the travel on Williams. And here we go. Bonnie's up 58-37. Mobley will get the ball into Adams. Central Michigan not pressing this time. They have put a zone press up from time to time. Adams will bring the ball up, gives it to Denzel Gregg. To the corner they go to Mobley. Back out front to Idris Taki. Mobley has it again. Gets it back to Idris, over to Jay. Jay brings it to the center court area. He'll get it down to Denzel Gregg at the free throw line. Denzel gives it to Ayeni. Baseline jumper, good! Josh Ayeni with about a 14-footer. And the Bonnies up 60-37. Ayeni in double figures now with 10. DeLeo with the ball. Gives it up to Myers. Myers with a 3 that's no good. Mobley with a rebound. Matt Mobley weaving his way up the court. Gets to the three-point line, gets it inside to Ayeni, back to Taki, back to Mobley. He steps back, 3 on the way, good! Mobley with a 3. And the Bonnies lead at 63-37. Keene with the basketball, penetrates, has the ball stripped in there. Bonnies come away with the ball. Taki with it, trying to get down the lane for 2-on-1, goes up, scoop is no good. And the rebound brought down by Cecil Williams of Central Michigan. He gives it up to Rayson. Rayson gives it to Keene. Keene back to Rayson. Rayson coming around the screen. He will take the jump shot, and he hits it. A 2-pointer for Braylon Rayson for Central Michigan, their first points of the half. Bonnies with the ball. Adams will give it to Denzel Gregg. Denzel penetrates, stops, gives it up to Idris Taki, back out front to Mobley. Bonnies will reset their offense. Mobley gets a screen, penetrates, 15-footer, off the rim, no good. The Bonnies crash the basket. Here's Denzel Gregg with the ball. He tried to get loose, and he travels underneath the basket. It'll be a turnover on the Bonnies. Denzel really hustling in there. Got the rebound, but couldn't get the balance back when he landed and ended up shuffling his feet. Meyer out of the ball game. Duran Scott in for Central Michigan. Rayson with the basketball. Bonnies up 63-39. Rayson brings the ball to the right side to begin the play for Central Michigan. Bounce pass to Williams at the top of the key. He'll give it back to Rayson. Rayson gets the ball down low, and we get a foul called on the Bonnies, and it's going to be Jay Adams called for the foul. Second foul on Jay, and it will be inbounded by Central Michigan. That's the first team foul on the Bonnies in the second half. Ball inbounded to DeLeo. They give it to Keene. Keene comes around to screen. Here's Keene going inside. The ball knocked away. It's loose, picked up in there by Scott. He gives it to DeLeo. DeLeo will give it to Keene. Keene will shoot the 3. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound to Adams. Here comes Jay. Transition for the Bonnies to Denzel for the dunk. Jay Adams giving that ball up, seeing Gregg coming down the lane. And the Bonnies lead at 65-39. Here's DeLeo, 3 on the way. That is no good. The ball loose, picked up in there, and a shot blocked, but a foul called. Bonnies get called for a foul under the basket. Josh Ayeni will be called for the push, and Duran Scott going to go to the line for a free throw. For Ayeni, that is personal foul number 1, I believe. 2 shots for Deron Scott. And the free throw is good. Geneso Aboka will come into the ball game for the Bonnies. And it will be Ayeni coming out with that first foul. Josh with a total of 10 points in the game and 4 rebounds. Scott ready with the second free throw now. On the way, and that one is no good. And the rebound picked up by Williams, and he's called for a foul as he was called for reaching around Denzel Gregg. So that's a break for the Bonnies as Williams had gotten that offensive rebound. And I believe we get a timeout here. Central Michigan calls a timeout here. 30-second timeout for Central Michigan. And I think that was in lieu of a technical because the referee was ready to get Davis, the coach, with a technical. And right now he is in deep discussion with one of the officials out there. So 65-40 is our score. A great start to the second half for the Bonnies as they extend a 16-point lead to 25. And everybody involved. Again, a great start by Denzel Gregg, who's now in double figures and is 1 rebound away from a double-double. 10 points and 9 rebounds. Jay Adams with 17 points. Mobley's up to 16. Josh Ayeni in double figures, so 4 Bonaventure players in double figures. Central Michigan using a full timeout here, I believe. So they're down to 1 30-second timeout that they have left to call. And again, 65-40 the score. Getting a quick look at some stats. The Bonnies shooting up to 48% now with the great start in the second half. And the three-point shooting, 5 out of 11. With Mobley and Adams hitting the 2 three-point shots they've taken in the second half. So the three-point shooting up to 46%. Bonnies out-rebounding Central Michigan by 10. And 10 assists and 2 turnovers for the Bonnies so far in this ball game. Again, with this format, round-robin format, Little Rock takes on Pepperdine right after we're done here. And then tomorrow, the Bonnies will play Pepperdine at 6 o'clock Eastern. And then Little Rock will play Central Michigan to end the Lone Star Showcase. And then everybody heads home for Thanksgiving. Bonnies break the huddle, and it will be their ball. Mobley, Adrice Taki, Denzel Gregg, Jay Adams, and Chinonso Aboka. We the 5 on the floor for St. Bonaventure. DeLeo, Scott, Williams, Keene, and Rayson for Central Michigan. Full court pressure here by Central Michigan. It looks like a full court man-to-man looking to double team. Adrice Taki with the ball, and he has the ball knocked away. Adrice Taki has the ball stolen away by DeLeo. They get the ball down to Rayson. Rayson goes up and scores. So the Bonnies give up an easy basket on a very bad pass there. Adams with the basketball will bring it over the timeline, guarded by Williams. They get the ball in the wing to Adrice Taki, goes up with a shot, he scores, and he's fouled. So Adrice makes up for the bad pass by going to the basket and scoring and getting the foul called on DeLeo. DeLeo picks up his 3rd foul, and Adrice Taki, now in double figures, will have a chance for a 3-point play. Blake Hibbets comes in, DeLeo comes out, and now Matty Smith into the game, and Marcus Keene comes out. Taki at the line will have 1 free throw. Adrice with, as we said, 10 points already. Free throw on the way is good, and the Bonnies lead it 68-42. With the ball is Rayson. He's now the point guard. Rayson comes around a double screen. The Bonnies pick that up. They go to Hibbett. Hibbets has the ball knocked away, and we're going to get a foul called on, I believe we're going to get Mobley, number 2. Matt Mobley called for the foul. It looked like he had the steal there, but the referee said no, that Matt used his arm to create the space to get the ball. Second foul on Mobley, team foul number 3 on the Bonnies. Smith will inbound it to Rayson. Rayson gets the screen out front. They get the ball to and Mobley steps in front of the pass. He's going to go up and dunk the ball. The Bonnies with another steal and a basket. Rayson with the ball. Chino Volca with a nice double team there. They get the ball to Rayson. Now finally Scott picks the ball up for Central Michigan. They go back to Rayson. Rayson, a long three on the way that's off the rim, no good. Rebound is loose and on the floor, and it's going to be off of Denzel Gregg. They're going to give it to Central Michigan. Bodies on the floor again under the basket.
Got to box out, fellas, on the shot.
And it will be inbounded under the basket. Smith will inbound. And they get the ball finally into Hibbett. Hibbett will give it to Smith. Smith going to get a screen here. Ball over to Rayson. Rayson in with a runner on the way. That is no good. Denzel Gregg grabs rebound number 10 for the Bonnies. Gives it to Adams. Quickly up the floor to Taki. He'll lay the ball up and in. Bonnies with a great transition game going tonight. And Idris Taki now with 13 on a nice feed by Adams. With the ball, Rayson will get it out to Hibbett. Left wing, they go to Smith. Smith gives it up to McKay, who's in there. McKay goes up with went for a shot. Ball blocked in there by Aboka, and the Bonnies come away with the ball. Here comes number 2, Matt Mobley, up the floor, penetrating down the lane, and he is fouled before he gets to the shot. He got hacked a couple of times through there. And the foul going to be called on Central Michigan. And they're going to give it to number 15, Smith. And it's going to be 2 shots, I believe. Or no, it's going to be Bonaventure ball out of bounds. Denzel Gregg out of the game. Ladarian Griffin comes in. What a great 5 minutes of action for Denzel Gregg. Geneso Boca thought it was a shooting foul. He was down at the other end. Bonnies will inbound it. And the ball will be deep as Mobley will let it bounce into the backcourt. Bonnies up 72-42, a 30-point lead. Mobley gets a screen, gives it to Ladarian Griffin over to Adams. Jay's going to step up, shoot the three, and it rattles out, no good. Rebound comes to Griffin, and he's fouled from behind. Ladarian Griffin way in the air to get that rebound, and another foul called on Smith. Bonnies will inbound it. That is team foul number 6 on Central Michigan. Adams will inbound it for St. Bonaventure. Looking for someone to break free, and he finally throws it deep, and it's going to go to Mobley in the backcourt again. Nat will bring it over the timeline. Penetrates, and another foul on Smith, and Mobley this time is going to shoot free throws. Team foul number 7. With 14:10 to go in this second half. Kaczynski and Williams come back in for Central Michigan. Mobley at the line will shoot the 1-and-1. Braylon Rayson comes in. Smith comes out. And Marcus Keene is back in for the Chippewas. Matt Mobley for the 1-and-1. Free throw on the way is good. Mobley now with 19 points, leading all scorers. And another free throw coming. And the second one on the way is good as well. So 20 points now for Mobley. And the Bonnies lead at 74-42 with 14 minutes to go in the second half. With the ball, here's Keene. Keene stops and passes the ball over, throws it away. The Bonnies came out on Keene, a nice job. Keene was forced to throw the ball away as he was going to get his shot blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Bonaventure ball. Adams will bring the ball over the timeline. He'll give it to Ladarian Griffin, left wing to Taki, in the corner to Mobley, and Mobley travels. Matt wanted to go to the basket again and took that extra step before getting the dribble down. Ball turned over to Central Michigan, and here come the Chippewas with Keene over the timeline. He'll give the ball to Williams, to Kaczynski. Kaczynski back top of the key to Meyer. Meyer gives it to Williams, back to Keene. Keene travels as he doesn't get the dribble down, and the Bonnies will get the ball right back. Substitution as Keene is coming out of the game again, and Smith is back in. Bonnies will inbound it. Adams will work the ball over the timeline. With the ball, Griffin going to penetrate and gets it inside to Aboka for the dunk. What a play by Ladarian Griffin. As he penetrated, Aboka's man came to stop him, and a pretty bounce pass from Griffin to Aboka for the dunk, and the Bonnies lead 76-42. In the corner, Smith has it back to Rayson. Here's Rayson going for the basket, puts the ball high in the air, no good. Mobley with another rebound for the Bonnies. Mobley gets it to the free throw line, gets it down low. Here's Ladarian Griffin from the wing, good! Three-pointer for Griffin. And the Bonnies lead it 79-42 as they pour it on. Rayson with the basketball will move it to the left side, gives it to Myers. Myers will shoot the three, it's no good. Rebound to Taki. Here's Idris coming down the floor. Idris gives it to Mobley. Mobley back to Idris, doesn't take the shot, gives it back to Mobley. The Bonnies will set up. With the ball left side, it is Adams getting the ball back on the right wing. Jay comes around a screen from Griffin. They get the ball back to Ladarian. Ladarian penetrating, and we get a foul called. Chiniso Aboka called for the illegal screen. That's the fourth team foul. Aboka picks up his third. Keene back in the game. And substitutions here. Keene and Smith back in as Rayson comes out for Central Michigan. Bonnie's up 79-42 with 12:25 to go in the second half. DeLeo gets it out to Kaczynski. He misses the shot, but there's Williams with the rebound, has his shot blocked, and out of bounds it goes. It'll be Bonaventure ball. Ball inbounded. Adams will bring the ball over the timeline. Adams still out front, finally gets it to Mobley on the left wing. He'll give it to Griffin, top of the key. They go to Taki. Idris back to Jay. Jay gets a screen from Griffin. Penetrates, pulls it back out, 10 on the shot clock. Adams still with the ball, going against Smith. Will rip it inside to Aboka. Aboka's jump hook is good. Chiniso Aboka with a nice hook. And the Bonnies hit the 80-point mark with 11:40 to play in the second half. With the ball, Kaczynski, left wing. Out front, gives it to Williams. Williams gives it up to DeLeo, to Keene. The ball down low, the ball knocked away. The Bonnies have it. Mobley with the basketball, bounce pass up to Adams. Adams will pull it back out. They want, Coach Schmidt wants Adams to run a play. Jay wanted to try to attack the basket. They get the ball to Griffin. Ladarian stops. Back out front to Jay. Jay will line up the three ball, and it rattles out. No good. And the rebound comes down to Marcus Keene. Keene penetrate down the lane. Will go up for the shot. He's fouled. He'll get two shots. And we'll get a timeout here. With 10:59 to go in the second half, the Bonnies leading 81-42. Our timeout being brought to you by the Hollamby Agency of Portville, where Nationwide is always on your side. It's the Bonnies Basketball Network. We are back at the 11-minute mark to go in this game, and the Bonnies leading at 81-42. They've outscored Central Michigan 28-5 to start the second half, including a 16-0 run over the last 5 minutes. Central Michigan will be at the free throw line, but the Bonnies for the second half right now shooting 11 of 16. They're at 69%. They're 3 for 3 from the line. They've hit 3 out of 5 three-pointers. Everybody getting into the act. Ladarian Griffin with a three-point basket. Chiniso Oboka's picked up a pair. You've got Denzel Gregg now with a double-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds. Everybody in the game has contributed so far. Bonnie's, I think, made some substitutions during the timeout. Let's see who comes out on the floor. Yeah, Josh Ayene's back in the game and Denzel Gregg back in, along with Ladarian Griffin, Jay Adams, and Matt Mobley. Mobley with 20 points. Adams with 17 to go along with 7 assists. At the free throw line, it is going to be Marcus Keene. Keene will have 2 free throws, and the first one is no good. He'll have one more. Second free throw on the way is good. So 1 point for Central Michigan. Bonnies lead at 81-43. With the ball is Adams over the timeline. He will get the screen from Ladarian Griffin. They get the ball right wing to Mobley. Mobley comes to the top of the key, gives it to Denzel Gregg. Denzel around a screen at the free throw line, gives it to Ladarian. Here's Griffin backing his man down and gets the ball back to Mobley. Mobley penetrates, gets it back to Ladarian. Baseline jumper is no good, and a foul going to be called on Denzel Gregg as he went over the back of a Central Michigan player trying to get the rebound. And for Denzel, that is foul number 1. With the ball, it is Keene. Gives it to DeLeo to Rayson. Rayson to Williams, over to DeLeo, right wing. They give it back to Keene to Kaczynski. Kaczynski to DeLeo to Williams. Williams out front, gives it to Rayson. Rayson gets away with a travel. They get the ball to Kaczynski, who makes the 3. Rayson took 3 steps to get that pass to Kaczynski, and the referee let it go. With the ball, the Bonnies. Griffin gets it up to Denzel Gregg. Denzel to Mobley. Mobley will get a screen from Ayeni. Back to Adams on the right wing. Jay gets another screen. The bounce pass to Josh. Josh up with a shot. And we get an offensive foul on Josh Ayeni as he goes for the basket. And for Ayeni, now that is going to be his 3rd personal foul. Or 2nd, I'm sorry. And Coach Mark Schmidt just got a warning for complaining about the call. And Mark is telling the rest of his staff to be quiet, too. Marcus Keene with the basketball for Central Michigan. Gives it to DeLeo, right side to Rayson. Rayson finds Kaczynski. Kaczynski for 3, and he hits another one. So back-to-back threes by Kaczynski makes it an 81-49 game. 9:37 to play in the second half. Adams brings the ball to the right side. Gives it to Mobley. Around the wing they go to give it to Denzel Gregg. Back to Jay at the top of the key. Jay penetrates, gets it back to Denzel, who fakes the shot, gets it back to Jay to Mobley. Mobley's jump on the way is good. 3-pointer for Matt Mobley. Bonnies lead it again 84-49, and Mobley with 23 points. With the basketball, it is Keene. Gives the ball to DeLeo. DeLeo top of the key to Williams. Williams gives it up to Keene. Keene gives it to Kaczynski. Another 3 on the way. That one is no good. And Ayeni chases the ball down in the corner for the Bonnies. Gives it to Adams. Jay with a pass up the floor to Matt Mobley for the alley-oop dunk. 86-49. Mobley with 25. DeLeo gets the ball down low. It's tipped, but it goes to Brayson. Brayson under the basket. Fall-away jumper off the glass. It's no good. The loose ball picked up in there by the Bonnies. Mobley has it. Mobley will get it up to Adams. Bonnies will run the offense. Here's a screen by Ayeni. Jay gets the ball. Will penetrate down the lane. Trying to get it inside. It goes to Denzel. Denzel puts the layup in. And the Bonnies catch a break there. Adams' pass was tipped, but it rolled right to Denzel Gregg, who laid it in. Here's Keene going for the ball, and a foul going to be called on the Bonnies, and they're going to get Matt Mobley for a block. And that'll be 7th team foul on the Bonnies. It will be the 1-and-1. Adrice Taki will return to the Bonaventure lineup. Jay Adams is coming out. Bonnie's leading 88-49 with 8:08 to play in the second half. Keene will have the 1-1. Keene with 19 points. And the free throw is good. One more free throw for Keene, who now has 20 points. And the second free throw is on the way, and it is good. Timeout now. Maddie Smith comes into the game, and Marcus Keene will come out. 88-51 is the score. Mobley will now run the team with Adams sitting down. We come down to a media timeout here. With the ball, Denzel Gregg. Top of the key. We'll give it up to Mobley. Mobley will get the screen from Ayeni. Matt going to take the shot, and it's off the rim, no good. The rebound put up and in by Idris Taki. Taki with 15 points and another offensive rebound for St. Bonaventure, and they get the 90-point mark. It is now 90-51. With the ball, Kaczynski goes out front to Rayson. Rayson comes down the lane, puts a shot up, and they're going to call a foul, even though it looked like a clean block. And foul going to be called on Josh Ayeni. We get a timeout. 7:31 to go in the second half. The Bonnies lead at 90-51. Our timeout brought to you by the Hollaby Agency of Portville. Nationwide, always on your side. It's the Bonnies Basketball Network. Yep. Hey, Justin, we might have missed a media timeout, so go ahead and play another commercial, another 30-second spot, and then at the next media timeout, run 90 seconds worth. Yes. And we are back at the HEB Center. The Bonnies with 90 points in the first 32 and a half minutes of this game. And they lead it by 39 points, 90-51. Central Michigan will be at the free throw line. Bonnies have put David Ando in the ball game. So it's Ando, Mobley, Denzel Gregg, Idris Taki, and Aboka, I believe. Nope, that's Ayeni. I've got a few people in the way, including referees. Rayson makes the first free throw, makes it 90-52. And the shot clock on the other end, at the Bonnies' end, the shot clock has gone out. So we've got a timeout here. So it's we're going to get an unofficial timeout here, as they have a shot clock problem. The shot clock and game clock completely off over the Bonaventure basket. The only one that's being affected here. Well, we got a chance. We go take a look at the record books. Of course, with 90 points and 7.5 minutes to go, you want to know the last time the Bonnies scored 100 points. Well, it was a couple of seasons ago at Duquesne. And the Bonnies won the game in overtime, 100-97. If you remember parts of that game, that was the game where Marcus Posley basically outscored Duquesne 13-1 over the last 3 minutes of the regulation to tie the game at 90. And then the Bonnies won it in overtime, outscoring them 10-7. But it's, if you remember, I believe that's the game that Jay Adams had 14 assists. 14 assists, no turnovers in that game. And also hit the key basket late in overtime to put the game away. And they are continuing to work on the score clock here, so we get a little bit of a delay in the activity. Bonnie's up with 7:31 to go, 90-52. Our good friends over at Ayers Auto Body and Collision in Allegheny, a proud sponsor of St. Bonaventure basketball, your one-stop choice. Also, we want to mention a couple of other Bonaventure sponsors. Community Bank, a longtime supporter of St. Bonaventure Athletics with 3 convenient locations locally. And also Orthodontist Associates and Dr. Dominic Colarusso Jr., a proud sponsor of the Bonnies. Check them out online at orthowny.com. So the only thing that has slowed the Bonnies down so far in this game is the shot clock that's being worked on right now. The crew here at the HEB Center, they do have a step ladder out now. They're going to try to see if they can fix it quickly. And the two coaches now getting together, talking with the officials. And the coach for Central Michigan, Keno Davis, is saying, well, why don't we let's get this game going and we'll play without the shot clock. And you've got the one on the other end. But he also tells the officials that if they can't get the shot clock going, they're good with it. Bonnies haven't been close to using all 30 seconds today anyway. Neither team has, really. So the Bonnies leading it here 90-52. We'll run down some of the game stats for you. Leading scorer in the game is Matt Mobley with 25. You've got Jay Adams with... Jay's an assist away from having a double-double. He has 17 points and 9 assists. Denzel Gregg with 12 points and 10 rebounds. Idris Taki with 15 points. Josh Ayeni with 10 points and 5 rebounds for the Bonnies. As we said, everybody who's been in the game for St. Bonaventure has scored. David Ando has a pair. Aboka has 4. Amadi Ekpezi played briefly and had a couple of points. He might get some action here down the stretch. Ladarian Griffin playing 11 minutes. He's taken 2 shots, one of them a three-pointer that he made for his 3 points in the game. And, well, we've got some screen flashing on the shot clock screen now. So now the officials are at the scorer's table looking to try to get things going here, but again, a delay of about 5 to 10 minutes right now with the shot clock off at the other end. Again, the Bonnies will be back here tomorrow night to play Pepperdine. The final game they will play in the showcase, and then it's back to Western New York. They'll have a game against Siena, an 8 o'clock start, part of a women's-men's doubleheader at Riley Center on Wednesday night, November 30th. And then the Bonnies will host the University at Buffalo on December 3rd. And again, that's another big night with the 1977 NIT championship team honored, and also the retiring of the jersey of Greg Sanders. Referees are still at the scorer's table here, working with the bench here, the scorer's table, trying to figure out how they're going to run the shot clock on the Bonnies' end while they continue to fix it. 7:31 showing on the clock. Now the shot clock at the Central Michigan end is fine. So something happened to this shot clock. So we said that the Bonnies have, the way they have played tonight, they have not been close to having that shot clock go off. But it would be a concern late as the Bonnies probably will now be in the mode of running their offense down to the last few seconds on the shot clock before they take a shot. So now they're discussing how they're going to do this between the scorer's table and the referees. I believe they're going to have the public address announcer announced when there's 10 seconds left, they're going to take both shot clocks off, and we'll get this game underway. Braylon Racin is at the line. He has one free throw coming, and he makes the free throw, makes it 90-53. Bonnie's with the basketball. Mobley brings the ball to Adrice Taki on the right wing. Adrice will give it to Ayeni. Back to Adrice. They give it to Mobley on the left wing. Matt gets a screen from Ando. Ando gets it back to Mobley. Mobley's jumper rattles out. No good. And a foul on David Ando as he goes over the back of Maddie Smith trying to get the rebound. Maddie Smith's 5'11". David Ando 6'7". David was pretty close to reaching over and actually making the play, but he did bump Smith on the way. So Maddie Smith at the line for the 1-and-1.
Box out.
And the first shot, that was a 10th team foul on the Bonnies as well. And the first shot was missed. And the second shot was missed, and the rebound is picked up in there by Josh Ayeni. Nice job by Ayeni fighting off a couple of Central Michigan players for that ball. Bonnie's with the basketball. With it is Ando. Left wing to Denzel Gregg. Denzel out front to Mobley. The ball knocked away, but Matt able to recover. Gets it over to Adrice Taki. He'll take the jumper. It's off the back of the rim. No good. And the rebound picked up in there by Kaczynski. Kaczynski gets it up to Racin. Racin going to go down the lane. Puts the fall-away shot up. No good. Travel called on Racin. So it would not have counted had it gone in anyway as the turnover again for Central Michigan. Down to 6:44 to play. The Bonnies leading 90-53. With the basketball, it is Mobley. Amadi Ekpezi will come in at the next whistle. Mobley hands it to Denzel Gregg. Back to Ando. They get the ball, and now a foul is called, and Kaczynski has fouled out of the game. Denzel Gregg was on his way for a possible alley-oop pass, and Kaczynski just grabbed him on the way by, and he'll go take a seat with his fifth foul. Amadi Ekpezi comes into the game, and Josh Ayeni out. Josh Ayeni, if this is his last action of the night, had a solid game tonight. 10.6 rebounds. And Denzel Gregg at the line for the 1-and-1. And it is short. The rebound picked up in there by Ando. And they're going to get David Ando for a foul on the rebound. So David Ando got that rebound, and nobody on the Bonaventure side can believe the call. So at the free throw line will be Luke Meyer for two. And the first one is good. Meyer now with 7 points.
Lock out.
And the second free throw on the way is good. Meyer makes both. Bonnies lead 90-55. 6.5 minutes to go in the second half. Mobley with the basketball. Brings it to the left side, guarded by Keene. They go to Adrice Taki. Adrice looking low, no one open, goes to Ando at the top of the key. They go back to Mobley. Here's Matt giving it back to Ando, and Ando called for a travel. So another turnover. David Ando struggling a little bit. And the ball will be inbounded by Central Michigan. Down to 6:17 to play. Bonnies lead it 90-55. With the ball is Keene, gives it up. Long shot by DeLeo is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound comes to Ando, but a foul is called inside. And they're going to get Luke Meyer for the foul on the Bonnies. Third personal on Myers, and we'll come down to the other end and shoot free throws. And it will be the 1-and-1 for Amadi Ekpezi. Ekpezi will have the 1-and-1. Amadi with a total of 2 points in the game. And the free throw on the way is good. Bonnies finally get off the 90 mark, 91-55. And another free throw coming. Second free throw is good as well. So Ekpezi makes both, and it's a 92-55 score. With the ball, DeLeo will give it to McKay, who's in the ball game. McKay gives it to Meyer. To DeLeo on the side, they go to Keene. Marcus Keene gives it to Rayson. Rayson to DeLeo. They go back to Meyer. They give it back to Keene. Keene's going to go right down the lane, goes up with a shot and scores. Marcus Keene scores to make it a 92-57 game. 5:40 to go in this second half. Denzel Gregg with the ball. Will get a screen from Ando to Ikpeasy. Amati will hand the ball off to Adris Taki. Back to Denzel. Here's Mobley with the ball, penetrating right down the lane, laying the ball up and in, and he's fouled on the shot. Matt Mobley comes around the screen, down the lane, and scores. And McKay called for the foul, and Mobley with a chance for the three-point play. Matt Mobley now with 28. Tariq Colburn coming into the ball game, and Denzel Gregg comes out, so Tariq will get a few minutes of action here. Denzel Gregg with a strong game tonight for St. Bonaventure with 12 points and 10 rebounds. And 3 assists to go along with that. The free throw by Mobley is good. Matt tying his season high with 28, and the Bonnies lead it 95-57. Keene with the ball. Brings it over to the side. The ball lost out of bounds, and it's off the hands of Central Michigan and out of bounds. Keene lost the handle. Ikpeasy did a nice job of support on defense, and the Bonnies will get the ball. With the ball is Ando to Adris Taki. Taki will get a screen. Free throw line, penetrates, gets it back to Colburn. Tariq moves it to the left side. We'll go back to Taki. Here's Adris, and we get a foul called, and an offensive foul called on Amadi Ikpeasy. And he's called for an offensive foul under the basket. Maddie Smith is coming in, and they're going to take Rayson out, does Central Michigan. So 5:03 to go. Bonnie's up 95-57. With the basketball, it is Maddie Smith. Smith gives it to Keene. Keene on the side to McKay, left wing. McKay back to the top of the key to Meyer. Meyer will give it back to Smith. Smith gets the ball inside to McKay. McKay goes up, shot up, no good, foul called. And I believe they're gonna get either Colburn or Ikpeasy. Tariq Colburn gets called for the foul. 2 shots for McKay. Free throw on the way is no good. Jano Jobert now into the ball game for Central Michigan. A 6'1 sophomore. He'll play at the guard position. Second free throw by McKay is good. And the Bonnies lead it 95-58. Ball on the side. Adris Taki has it. Gives it up to Mobley. To Ando. To Tariq Colburn. Colburn stops. Was going to take the shot. Instead gives it to Taki. And the ball loose out of bounds. And it was tipped by Central Michigan. It'll be Bonaventure ball with 16 on the shot clock. Tariq wanted to launch that three-point shot and thought better of it. Ball inbounded by the Bonnies to Adris Taki. Taki goes to Ando. Ando goes to Colburn. Colburn gets past his man, goes up with a runner. It's no good, an air ball. The rebound brought down by DeLeo. DeLeo will get the ball up to Smith. Smith to DeLeo. Here's DeLeo. Stopping, getting the ball back to Meyer. Meyer will shoot the three and hit it. Luke Meyer, the 6'11 center, from the top of the key, makes it 95-61. We come down to 4 minutes to play in the second half. Bonnie's up, comfortable lead. Here's Taki with the ball going right down the lane, off the glass, no good. Rebound to Ando. He went back up for the shot and is fouled. And the foul called on Jobert, and we'll get a final immediate timeout here with 3:53 to play. Bonnie's leading 95-61. Our timeout brought to you by the Hollamby Agency, where Nationwide is always on your side. It's the Bonnie's Basketball Network. Do you? Well, No, they finally gave up at halftime.
All right, do you want 90 seconds here?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you probably got interference because the shot clock went off, and they're probably somehow connected to the Ethernet. The shot. Yeah. Somewhere underneath the floor, there's a whole bunch of scotch tape and baling line. The shot clocks are back up and working. Yeah. And we are back as we get ready for the final 3 minutes and 53 seconds of this ball game. The Bonnies in control. Again, taking a 16-point lead at halftime and blowing it up to over 40 points at one point in this game. The lead now 34 at 95-61. Ayers Auto Body and Collision in Allegheny, your one-stop choice for your auto body needs. Bonnie shooting right now over 50%. The second half, they're at 59%. Shooting 16 of 27 in the second half. Overall for the game, they're shooting 51%. And David Ando's at the free throw line to shoot 2. 10th team fouls. Ando's free throw is short. David with 2 points and a couple of rebounds so far in the game. And he'll have one more free throw. Second one on the way is good. David with 3 points in the game, and the Bonnies lead at 96-61. So we come down to 3:50 and counting with the shot clocks back on both ends. Maddie Smith with the ball for Central Michigan. Will give the alley-oop into McKay, and McKay will score as the Bonnies got caught backdoor that time. 96-63, 33-point lead. Ando with the ball for St. Bonaventure, gives it up to Coburn. Coburn to the left wing. They get the ball back down to Ekpezi. Ekpezi backing in, left-hand jump hook off the rim, no good. And the rebound goes out of bounds off of Idris Taki. With the ball, it is Maddie Smith. And the shot clock just went out again. With the ball is Smith. Gets it over to Hibbets. Hibbets gets the ball, and now a foul is called underneath the basket. And Ekpezi, I think, is going to be called for the foul. He's called for using an elbow, not an elbow, but a forearm on Duran Scott to hold him from stopping to go across the lane, I guess. So 2 free throws coming to Duran Scott. And the free throw is no good. Bonnie's out rebounding Central Michigan 40-27. Second free throw on the way by Scott is good. 96-64. Mobley will bring the ball up the wing, gives it to Idris Taki on the left side. Idris cross court to Coburn. Coburn gets the screen from Amadi, gets the ball down to Amadi on the up, and the 2 points for Ekpezi on a pretty pass from Tariq Coburn. With the basketball, Maddie Smith. Smith will penetrate, gets it out to Jobert. Jobert penetrating, run around the way is no good. Rebound comes down to Ando. He gives it up to Mobley. Mobley penetrating, goes behind his back when we'll try to get the ball. Does get it to Ekpezi. He'll miss the layup, and the rebound brought down in there by McKay. McKay gets the ball up the floor quickly to Jobert. Jobert brings the ball back out front, down to 2:25 to play. Left wing, they give it to McKay. McKay will penetrate. Bonnie's cut him off. They go back to Jobert. Jobert down the lane. Runner blocked out of there by Ekpezi, and a foul is called on Ekpezi. It looked like one of the cleanest blocks I've seen all year, but the referee says no. And it's going to be 2 shots for Jano Jobert. He makes the free throw. Coming in now for Central Michigan is 6'9" junior Cole Israelson. As Scott comes out. 98-64 the score. The Bonnies 2 points away from 100. Jobert makes the second free throw. And we're down to 2:15 to play. With the basketball is Ando. Hands it to Colburn. Tariq Colburn gives it up to Mobley. And now a timeout, and Coach. Okay, we got a foul called, I believe. Caleb McGuire is going to come into the ball game. So it's, Matt Mobley comes out of the ball game, and a big game for Mobley, 28 points, 7 rebounds. 15 seconds left on the shot clock for the Bonnies. Ando will inbound it, gets it into Ikpeazi. Amadi will give it back to Idris Taki. Idris loses the ball out of bounds, but it goes off of McKay with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Both shot clocks are off now. So Caleb McGuire gets a chance to get a few minutes in. Tariq Colburn with the basketball, penetrating, going to go right down the lane, puts a shot up, no good, fouled. And Tariq Colburn with a chance for a couple of free throws. Israelson called for the foul, and Tariq Colburn at the line for 2. Tariq readies, and the free throw on the way, no good. One more free throw coming for the freshman. And the second free throw, no basket. And Caleb McGuire is called for a lane violation. So the free throw doesn't count. And Central Michigan gets the ball. Down to 1:50 to play. With the ball is Smith. Smith into the corner, gets it to Hibbert, and he will shoot the three. It's no good. And the rebound comes back out to Smith. Bonnie's not able to track that one down. The ball inside. They get it to Israelson. He puts a shot up, no good, and a foul is called. And David Ando called for a foul, and we'll get 2 shots here. Free throw by Israelson is good. That was the 50th foul called in the game. Second free throw is no good, and the ball picked out of there by David Ando. Gives it to Colburn. Colburn with the ball, top of the key. Will give it up to Idris Taki. Idris brings it out to Colburn again on the right wing. Tariq with a 3 on the way that's no good. And the rebound brought down by Jobert. Gets it up to Smith. Smith goes up and lays it in. And with the basketball is Idris Taki. Idris acting as the point guard here in this setup. With the ball is Colburn. Coming around the top of the key. Gives it back to Taki. They go to Ikpeazi. Ikpeazi backing his man down in a double team. Picks the ball back up. Looking for someone to throw to. And gets the ball to Idris Taki. Taki gets it back to Ando. Short jumper is good. And there's the Bonnies hitting the 100-point mark as David Ando hits a 10-footer. With 44 seconds to play. Here's a shot from the wing by Central Michigan that goes up over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. So 40.8 seconds to go. The Bonnies will pick up their second win of the season. Taki with the basketball as the Bonnies run the play. They get it to McGuire. McGuire holding out front, waiting for a screen from Ando. Will penetrate down the lane. Gets the ball back to Taki, back to McGuire. They're trying to get Caleb a shot here. Here's Colburn with the ball going behind his back. Gets the ball down low. They put a shot up, and David Ando will shoot free throws as Israelson fouls David on a layup attempt. So Ando back to the free throw line. David with 5 points. And the free throw is good. David now with 6. Second free throw is good. Ando makes both. 102-69 the score. 16 seconds. And Jobert will bring the ball up the floor. He'll get a screen and a foul called on Tariq Colburn. And we'll get at least 2 more free throws here before we're done tonight. Just looking back at the record books, the last time the Bonnies scored 100 points in a regulation game was back in the 2012-2013 season when the Bonnies beat Charlotte 104-83. Second free throw by Jobert is good as he makes both, and the Bonnies will walk the rest of this game off. Final score is going to be St. Bonaventure 102 and Central Michigan 71. A great bounce back for the Bonnies tonight after that disappointing loss to Arkansas, or I should say Little Rock last night. They come out strong tonight, and they hold the team averaging 100 points a game to 71, and they score 102 themselves. So again, our final score, St. Bonaventure 102, Central Michigan 71. Our postgame show coming up next as you listen to the Bonnies Basketball Network.